said, what about you, old man? Why didn't you stick around? You loved it so much. When you're 19 years old, he said, they sit you down in an office, they put a piece of paper in front of you and say, you want to join the show? Here's the agreement. You say, of course I want to join the show. That's fantastic. Okay, $150 a week, but it's $10 a week for the train. Okay, that's all right. I'm good for it. Okay, it's a quarter to take the bus to the building, and 10 cents if you want to know where you're going next week. I was young. It didn't matter. It still doesn't matter. I'd do it again. But they call it an agreement. The agreement is sign it or don't join the show. In there it said every 7 days you get a day off. 14 days maximum. That's okay, I can do that. It's all you can do to find something to eat. Keep your clothes clean and your body healthy. Madison Square Garden, 1976, they worked us 21 days straight. If you fall, you die. 21 days straight. I was just turned 21. I found myself in Times Square, in some building on some floor, talking to the president of the American Guild of Variety Artists. She said, yes, they're not supposed to do this. You have a case. A week later, I sat in a room with Irvin Feld, Kenneth Feld. I said, how can you do this? And they said, nothing really. The old man was finally telling the truth. What did you expect, old man? Oh, we made a mistake. It's business. It is business. I learned my lesson. At the end of that year, I found that you don't just walk into an unemployment office and ask what circus is hiring. Still, I managed in 1977 to find myself on Circus Odyssey in Puerto Rico. It was a good show. We had fun for a few months. And then I moved to New Orleans, worked the Jazz Fest, worked the streets in the French Quarter, went to school, attended bar, met a girl, moved halfway across the states. Darn girls. Finished my college education. Just like Otto, I ran away and joined the real world. And just like Otto, I felt something's missing. We'd gotten married, bought a house, had a baby, you know, the real world. One day, I think I was out buying groceries. I came home with some milk, some bread. The phone rang. Some ad agency said some restaurant's looking for a clown. I said, no, I got my own character. I said, I do variety shows. I'd done some cable TV, some children's television. I did this and then. I had plans. But the phone rang. Something inside me said, you can't turn down too many opportunities before they don't happen. I said, okay, I'll try it for a year. They slid the paper across. I signed the agreement, and this time I didn't have to pay rent on a train. I'll do it for a year, I said, and a year later, they came to me and said, we're looking for a guy in Pittsburgh. Wait a minute, I said. Pittsburgh? I just buried my father. I have a baby. I've got a job. Okay, I'll do it. This clown ain't no fool. Huh? We moved to Pittsburgh. I'll do it for a year, I said. I had 50 stores and a big old truck with a stage on the side. I had an assistant, a truck with a stage on the side. I had 50 stores. I had 75 stores. I had parts of West Virginia, Maryland, Ohio, and Western Pennsylvania, but I was home every night. got to do a one-man band. Go to a school, do a show, go to a restaurant, walk around, go to another school. I was tired. We set it up, we tore it down, we put face on. I took face on and off every day. 5 years became 7, became 10. I went back. I said, they're going to call me up someday and say, we're paying you to do what? This is America, son. Click. The phone call didn't come in 10 years. I got my master's degree. My girls went to college 10 years, became 15, became 20. What am I doing, I thought. Every day in the back of a truck with air conditioning, without, 12 degrees, didn't matter. How do you feel? Doesn't matter how you feel. There are 300 kids waiting for you. How do they feel? You can feel better later. Sitting in the back of the truck, looking in the mirror, putting on a face same as last time. It was never my plan. Had my own character. What happened? All of a sudden, I climb into a costume. I bring their puppet to life, their name, their recognition. I didn't exist, the old man said. But you know, a marriage of convenience can turn into a love affair. And to put that costume on and to be on par with a mouse and a bearded dude who only works 1 month a year. What's with that? I said, this could be a lot worse. He's gone now too, isn't he? You might find him benched somewhere. You know, at one point, they had more Ronald McDonald houses than Hyatt Regencies. And I thought it's not a terrible thing to have your name connected to a sign that says, the house that love built. That's not too bad. 25 years. 26 years. Look in the mirror, put on the face in the back of a truck. You know, there's a story of Otto Griebling in Clown Alley. He had passed 2 years before I was on the road. A lot of the old timers, they had worked with him. One of them said, I looked up one day and there was Otto holding his mirror in his hand, using his palm for a palette, slapping the grease paint. He had done it how many years? 50 years? He knew every line, every breath, every inch of his face. He's looking in the mirror, he's putting the white on, he's using a rag, a toothpick, an orange stick, his finger. Everyone had their own method as long as the final product looked pretty good. He put it on, they said, and they looked over and realized there was no glass in that mirror. I think that may have been the epitome of circus. When you could still see forward. Because at 27 years, when I looked in the mirror, all I saw was behind me.